What? What's your profanity?
Another one.
What's up, selectors? It is Select Screen here. Man, this is it, man. We hit 300 subs right here on youtube.com/select screen. Cannot thank each and every one of you selectors enough, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is gonna be a dope stream, man. This is a special bonus stream. We're actually hit 301. We're gonna read every single selector's name off of our YouTube on the channel today. But first, we're going to talk about Black Adam spoilers. Spoilers. So make sure that you see the movie first, bookmark this video, come back to it, make sure to like it, and then come back and watch it and talk with us. Leave a comment on the video. It definitely helps us out. All right, check out our in-theater review as well. It was really dope. We had a lot of fun with that. You can follow us right here at linktr.ee/5ELECT5CREEN. That being said, we are on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Apple, Spotify podcasts, and of course the Cash App right over there. You can scan that. So make sure you
choose your destiny
and hit that sub button, man. We really appreciate you guys doing that. I know RL is in the building, says, what's up? Ready for this reaction video and to read out everybody's names, man. So we'll definitely get into that. I should have grabbed some water. Maybe I asked Miss Select Screen if she can help me out while we're streaming. Anyway, while you're here, like I said, make sure to hit that sub button. All right, we appreciate you guys for doing that. Real quick, this is gonna be the live stream for just a little bit from me specifically. Elmo172331 will be holding it down for me because I am moving in less than about a week and a half. Not even a week and a half. Like 8 days, she said. 8 days I'm moving, so I gotta run some tests. You'll probably see some tests happen over on Twitch to make sure the internet's looking good. New studio, new build. We'll be doing videos though on our TikTok specifically and YouTube Shorts, what's up historical. So we'll be doing those to keep content going. Of course, again, Elmo will be streaming, doing the live streams for me, but I'll have you guys with some updates. You guys will see the new space. I'm so excited. This has been a long time coming, and you guys may or may not know I'm a person of faith, and this place couldn't have been done without God. So I give God all glory. Jesus Christ has done this for me. So want to be upfront with you guys on that. Working on the gamma and icons right now, historical. That's what's up, man. Putting in that work in the weekend. I love it. Grinding. Appreciate it. So we're going to talk about Black Adam, man. We're going to jump into this stream. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Let's go, man. I'm ready. You're ready. 300 subs. Let's go. Yeah, man. 300 subs. Let's jump into Black Adam for this stream. I know RL's been wanting to see it. Spoilers, 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 man. If you don't know, spoilers are happening, man. We're going to talk about the negative first, then we'll talk about the positive, and then I'll give it a grade. And we'll go from there.
What?
I think this is going to be fun for you guys. You're going to enjoy it. You know why? Because I'm enjoying doing this with you.
What did he say?
I said it's going to be fun, man. We're going to have a lot of fun. All right. RL said, great to hear. Glad you and your family will be moving into the new crib. Thank you so much, man. Again, the support on this channel is just crazy. And we're going to talk about that more in just a second. Let's go with the negative of Black Adam. Black Adam, as you've probably heard, is pretty light on what you would think would be emotion. My overall thoughts on this movie is this is a palate cleanser for the DCEU. I think this movie restores what it means to be a DCE movie. Even though The Rock has done so much prep and so much pre-production on this, saying, hey, we're not trying to compete with Marvel, we're going to do our own thing. I think this movie was intended to, hey, you know what? We know outside of maybe Suicide Squad, the Suicide Squad, you guys are a little upset with us. And I think this movie was meant to be like, hey, let's not forget that superhero movies are fun. So the negatives of this movie is it extremely deep? No, it is not an extremely deep kind of thing. What do you think, Mr. Robot?
Nope.
No, it's not. It's just not. This story really, to me, has three kind of layers to it. It has the family aspect, and you have Black Adam, who I keep wanting to call Shazam. And then you have basically Dr. Fate and Hawkman. And then you have Cyclone and the Atom. That's kind of the tier list of like who to care about in this movie. It's just, it's not deep. It's just not deep. Another negative of the movie is really the family aspect of it. It doesn't really come across all that great. It seems very generic when we're talking about the main lady and her son. It's just like, okay, it's a family in danger where superheroes are fighting. It's okay. It's you know, it didn't really necessarily need it. Another negative, and this was big for me. Again, I told you guys I'm a person of faith. This movie, at times, there's two places I can think of specifically where the movie seems like it's done, like it's over and it's finished, and then it's like, nope, gotcha, and we're going into another set. There's 2 points where it seems like we're in the third act. And it's probably victim a little bit of the fight scenes because of that. But ultimately, it's like, okay, the movie's going to end here. And so I can talk about that in spoilers. Specifically, Black Adam, again, the story is, from what we know, he was this protector and blah blah blah, and he was supposed to be protecting, I want to call it Camertage. I'll get to that too, but protecting his home, and it deals with oppressed people and slavery and stuff like that, and it doesn't go too deep into that, but ultimately everything kind of gets resolved, right? Hawkman and Dr. Fate basically find a way to put Black Adam away with Amanda Waller, which I'm glad. I like that Amanda Waller is the Nick Fury of this universe. And the movie probably should have ended there. I think Black Adam should have been put away and saved and then let Shazam happen. Shazam 2 happens, he breaks out, and he should have been the post-credit scene in Shazam 2. That's what they should have done. They didn't. They bring in this whole demonic thing, and I can't even tell you the guy's name. And that side of the story is really, really weak. And basically, we just go into hell, and there's not even demons. I mean, it's just flat out Satan. And this dude comes out, and he's supposed to be all powerful. He hits Shazam a couple times, and then they beat the tar out of this dude, and it's over. And it was like, we just didn't need that part. We didn't need it. Also, they kind of set up this kryptonite kind of thing for Shazam. That never, for Shazam. For Black Adam, never really gets resolved. It's just like, hey, this can really hurt him, and nobody uses it, including Hawkman, who is getting his butt kicked. Like, you should probably use this against this dude, man. And it just doesn't happen. They just kind of leave it and kind of forget about it. And then the last thing that I want to say... Last thing I want to say on this that was a negative, again, was Cyclone and Adam. I just, to me, I get it. They're new heroes and they're rookies and it's their first go. I just didn't feel like they were needed. I didn't. They weren't needed in the film. They took time away from Hawkman. And I don't know. They just weren't needed in the movie. And I see your comment, RL. Some of the acting is spotty, but again, I'm coming from the perspective of where we're at in the DC EU. Okay. Ultimately, this is one of the better films from the DC EU overall. In my spoiler review, I gave it, and Elmo gave it a C plus B minus, and that brings me to the positives of this movie. I really enjoyed the action in this movie. I mean, flat out, it was
Perfect.
it's so brutal. I mean, Black Adam's tearing people in half. He's electrocuting people. The dude he grabs first and just turns him into bones. I mean, it was awesome. It was really great. RL says negative Superman cameo, Dr. Fate death, American accent switch. Why Superman not Shazam, and should have been rated R. That's a big negative, and that's what I wanted to talk about in some of the things I liked as well. The side characters that do get some shine in this movie, I really, 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 really liked. Dr. Fate, this is going to be crazy. Get your, what did he say, button ready. Dr. Fate shouldn't have died in this movie.
Emotional damage.
Why? Because Dr. Fate was not only amazing in this movie, get ready for this and be ready to clip it. Dr. Fate was better than Doctor Strange.
What did he say?
Yes. I feel like Dr. Fate did what he was supposed to do. He acted when he was supposed to act, as far as like doing what he needed to do. He took action when he needed to, and he did it the right way. If you can see the future, you should not be the bum on the street. And that is my Doctor Strange problem. After seeing this movie, I thought Doctor Strange, the original one, was about a C. But seeing Dr. Fate, I think Dr. Fate was a better Doctor Strange. So it was definitely better. Really enjoyed him. A lot of people are kind of hating on Hawkman because Hawkman gets his butt kicked. But I thought Hawkman was dope, bro. I really do. It felt like this.
Okay, my turn.
Hawkman was, he was not afraid. the dude was like, I don't care if you're an Egyptian god or whatever. I'm coming to take you out, man. And I loved it. I thought Hawkman was done really well. I love the branding, like on the back of his seat of his chairs, the whole thing. We're going to talk about RL's comments in the next section too, because I think he brings up some really good points here. Another thing that I really enjoyed about this movie was they were unashamed of the costumes, man. They just went for it. They were like, you know what? We're giving you literally the pose where he hits the pose at the end. You know, they showed how his son was really the catalyst that made him who he was. It just overall, when I see people ridiculing The Rock on his acting, I feel like this. It doesn't matter what you think. Because ultimately, Black Adam shouldn't be cheery. He shouldn't be happy. Dude should be just whooping tail. And that's what he did, man. Perfect. I felt like this was probably the closest thing we've got to a Superman sequel, Man of Steel sequel. And I know RL didn't like it because it's just like another one of those we need to talk kind of things. But my thing about it is, this was a palette reset. This was a way for Henry Cavill to come back and set all of this up. I do agree that it should have been Shazam. But Dwayne Johnson's looking at box office and he's going, I want to be the top guy. The Shazam movies they're not bad, but he's not the top guy. You know what I mean? Okay. He wants to be in these movies for a long time, and you can tell it. And I think that's really going to benefit the DCEU. I think it's going to benefit The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. I think overall, he knows what he's doing. He's going after the big fish because that way he can always be in play. If he goes and he's a villain in Shazam and Shazam beats him, then it's like, well, then you'll never get your shot at Superman. You see what I'm saying? Now, how do you fix that?
Another one.
How do you fix that? It's really simple. It's been confirmed that they're going to do a Man of Steel sequel. Man of Steel sequel needs to have Black Adam as the villain. And what it should be about is Shazam needs Superman's help. So it should be a Shazam Superman movie, basically. And the reality of it is that Black Adam doesn't listen. He's going off the hinges. And it should be a team-up movie. That's what Man of Steel 2 should be. Another thing that I really enjoyed about this movie, outside of the action, was the fact that, bro, they just dove in with the rest of the DCEU. And we're cool about it. There's posters of the Flash. There's Aquaman. He's smashing through this stuff, showing, look, I can take on the Justice League. They weren't ashamed to go there. And I feel like that was the problem with Wonder Woman 1984. Yes, it was in the past, but it was so afraid to be attached to anything else that they might write the writers into a corner. They were like, nope, we're going for it. And again, it felt like,
okay, my turn.
It was great. It was really great how they did that. The story, like Elmo said, again, slowly got better. It slowly got better. Was it perfect? No. But I tell you what, seeing Black Adam and Hawkman duke it out like they did, I loved it. I really loved. We need more action in these shows.
Are you ever not going to fall for that?
Because without it, what are we doing? We're here to see superheroes fight each other. I don't want them talking all day. Throw some punches. And that will always make a movie more.
Excellent.
I really agree with that because I said it. Let's talk about some of the user comments and some of the it was fine kind of stuff. RL didn't like the Superman cameo, and I get that. I think it would have been better if it wasn't spoiled, and that was on Dwayne Johnson. Shouldn't have spoiled that. Dr. Fate shouldn't have died. The American accent switch when he wakes back up. Yeah. Again, Shazam should have been in that place. And really what should have happened in that post-credit scene is it should have been, instead of Amanda Waller, it should have been Superman on that screen saying, hey man, you need to stay where you're at or I'm coming for you, right? And then we think that Superman's coming out of the smoke and out of the fog, and it should have been Shazam. And what should have happened is, hey man, we need to talk, and he should have just uppercutted him. Black Adam should have just uppercutted him, and that should have been the end of it. That would have been great. That's what I would have done to really make that work. What else can we say? Black Adam is it's a C+. Good action, light on story, but a good kind of soft reboot, if you will, or a palate cleanser for the DCEU. I thought Flash was going to be that movie for us, but I don't know what they're going to do with Flash. And now that Aquaman got pushed as well, there's a big power struggle here. And I hope in these next movies, what they don't want to do is fall into this trap of who's more powerful. Because that will always make Batman suffer. It really will. Batman's not going to be able to take down Black Adam, guys. It's not going to happen. But what should happen is we've got to find out where Superman is versus Black Adam, where Shazam is, and dare I say Aquaman. Aquaman in this universe is super strong. And we need to know who can throw that punch, man. Who can knock out who? Now, as far as being rated RL, I do agree with that too. You might as well win R. I mean, some of the stuff, I'm not letting my kids watch this movie. Just straight up. Again, because of the devil stuff, the Satan stuff. But also, I mean, he rips dudes in half. Why not just, the only thing it was missing was the blood out of it. To me, it was rated R. They pulled it back. You might as well have just made it rated R. You know what I mean? I don't understand why they did that if they thought they were going to get a lot more people, but
I demand a worthier opponent.
You just might as well go ahead and make it rated R. It was right there. Why tone it down? If you're watching this and you want to know, again, should you take your kids? Absolutely not. And that's the problem with Shazam is in between that thing, you know, is Shazam for kids? It's got a bunch of kids in it. I don't think even Shazam's a kid-friendly movie. I really don't. I think it's a DC film. It's just a DC film, and it needs to be for mature audiences. That's the best way I can put it. So that's my thoughts, guys.
Okay.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully it helps you, and you see the movie. Let me know what you guys think about Shazam, man, in the comments. Did you like it? Did you think it could have been better?
What?
You know, ultimately, what grade would you give it? Let's move into another special part. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do a RL said they messed up with the actors who play the kids. Yes, they did. For Shazam. Yes, they did. Shazam is now, it's messed up a lot of stuff. And that's why I'm saying with that post-credit scene, it should have been Superman talking on the screen. You know, and the kids are getting older, and you've only put out 2 movies. What they're going to eventually have to do is go, Billy can't transform back. I think that's what you do. Or they should have filmed these movies back to back. You know, maybe did 2, maybe 3 movies back to back and just knocked them out. The problem is DC didn't know what they were doing, but they've waited way too long. I totally agree with you on that, bro. 100%. And now they're like, aren't they like, they're more like teenagers now. But I mean, kid's gonna be a grown man by the next movie. You figure you got what? Shazam's gonna come out next year. If they started filming now, another 2 years, it's gonna be 18, 19 years old, maybe older. And not that that's super old, but for the character, they should have filmed these things back to back. Or else, yeah. So, I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting to see. They're going to have to, like I said, you just freeze him and just make Shazam as stuck as Shazam. And do kind of an injustice thing where he says Shazam and jumps out of the way. And then a lightning bolt kind of is used as a weapon. That's one thing I wanted to see Black Adam do more of, but he really didn't. The fact that they didn't connect that as well. I mean, the Wizards, that was kind of interesting that there was more than one, you know, all of the Wizards were there for Black Adam. Obviously, they're gone and there's only the one Wizard for Shazam. So we know where it fits in the timeline. But they've painted themselves in the corner. And they should know this because it's their character. They have to know that the boy's going to grow up. God of War right now, that's just kind of a side thing. They had to deal with that during the pandemic, they had Atreus, you know, the actor, he grew up, his voice got deeper, it changed. Like, you got to do something about that. You know what I mean? Because people are going to go, well, what's that about? You know what I mean? So, still some things they can fix, but I really feel like The Rock is, he's got a good idea. And I think Jason Momoa, hopefully we can get Affleck back. I know that sounds crazy, but it seems like they had an opportunity to go, all right, we're done with the DCEU when they did the Batman and Joker. And they're still holding on to this, we can fix it kind of mentality. And I think this movie set some things in motion where Wonder Woman should have been doing that. Does that make sense? Wonder Woman should have been a movie where that movie fixed some things, but it just didn't. They just went back in the past and kind of messed up more stuff. It's really interesting. So what we're gonna do, that's kind of my thoughts. I've got to read 300 messages and I'm already losing my voice. We're going to read each and every name, man, because we hit 300.
What did he say?
300 subs on YouTube. And we're trying to get to 500 by the end of the year. 300, man. It's been a long time coming. Thank you so much. Thank you. Earl says, I want to see a theatrical fight and reaction from Black Adam. Superman beats the crap out of Shazam, then he turns back into a kid. I'm down for that. But they gotta start doing it now. They gotta start doing it now. And I think it's really interesting because The Rock, I wonder if I can find that. I want to show you guys this. The Rock says, ultimately, I want to show you guys what The Rock's been putting on Twitter here. And then we're going to get to reading these names. Earl says the Lakers at it again with another loss. Yeah, man. And now LeBron looks super, super frustrated. What is going on with the Jazz, bro? They're 3-0 right now. I know that's off subject. We'll get back on subject, but it's just weird. Like, I think they're going to be like the Cleveland of last year. So check this out. critics really panned this movie. But he made a statement. Thank you so much, honey. I wish you would retweet me out. Come on, Black Adam. Here it is. Thank you so much. And this is still not over how fantastic Black Adam is. Having The Rock in my favorite franchise is so special to me. He delivered such an amazing action-packed event that ushers in an exciting new era for the DCEU. Totally agree. I love all the new characters. Can't wait to see what's next. Now, don't get me wrong. I talked about them. I do like them. I just don't think they got enough character development. These three, though, killed it. Look what The Rock says. Thank you very much. We're working on what's next as I type this. This was 11 hours ago. Exciting times. Stay tuned.
What?
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Get on this stuff right now. Let's go. Don't waste a bunch of time. Let's go. Keep going. And I need a Hawkman series. I need a Dr. Fate series on HBO Max. Make that happen. Lakers out of the game with another loss. Broncos out of the game. Fire Hackett. It just showed that Russ isn't the problem. How about those Giants? I think Discovery WBCO is making so many moves that DC can't even start an actual phase for the DCU. Yeah, but they got to scramble to get back on track. And I love this audience score of 90%. And I think that's what we're going to see more of. The critics are going to hate it. But you know what? Do we care? Do we really care? I mean, ultimately, if it was a really sorry movie, then we all would have agreed. I'm trying to retweet this out to The Rock because maybe it'd be great if The Rock was like, hey, let me get on the stream. But ultimately, like I said, this movie, it does it, man. It really worked well. You can tell that it was a passion project for him. You can just tell. RL says, what do you think about Black Adam 2 with Superman and then Superman 2 with Black Adam? Yeah, I would do, if I was DC, what I would do next, I don't know what they're doing with Aquaman and Shazam. But what I would do, since this movie worked, right? I would cut whatever in scene that they did at the end of Shazam, and I would now have Black Adam show up and say, you know, show up and think that Shazam is Superman. And show up and be like, so you said you were going to, you know, you were going to do all this stuff. Where are you at? And like, just literally go up and punch Shazam. And they go at it. And then he's like, bro, I'm not Superman. And then Superman shows up. No, I mean, it doesn't even have to be that much. It can just be Black Adam punching him. And that's where we need to end Shazam. Then we get to Man of Steel 2. That's where Shazam goes to Superman and says, look, man, I need some help. This dude is legit. I'm not as strong. Wow. And go for it. And that's what Man of Steel 2 needs to be, a team-up movie with Shazam. You can fix this. You can make it happen. You can definitely make that happen. Then Shazam 2, it doesn't necessarily matter, but it does. It just leaves Shazam in a good place to get punched in the face. That's how you fix it, bro. Arl said, definitely better than Morbius and Doctor Strange combined. And that's the thing. Doctor Strange, a shout out to Dr. Fate, who my understanding is Dr. Fate was before Doctor Strange. This is the one time you're going to hear me say DC over Marvel is Dr. Fate was dope. And I believe, let me go back to Twitter here again. I believe The Rock said, oh, Ed Boon. Speaking of crossover, Ed Boon is the creator of Mortal Kombat. and Injustice. Can we all agree that Dr. Fate movie needs to be made? Jim Lee said, with Hawkman and more JSA. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'd do a movie or a series. But then he talked about, oh gosh, where did I see that? He talked about it. But basically that Dr. Fate is not done. He's not done. We're going to see more Fate. And he was just so much better, so much more likable. Man. Let's see. Moto Nation USA says, I went and saw it twice, loved it. I don't read comics, but I want realism. I want cool action fights. This movie delivers. Absolutely. You get it. Shout out to Moto Nation USA. Make sure to like, man. That's a great take. Good action, some realism to it. Hey, we'll take that, especially in the DCEU. We'll take that for sure. We're good with that.
Oh, yeah.
RL liked the idea on kind of saving everything on the comment about, oh, Black Adam 2. Yeah. Now, when we come to Black Adam 2, I think then maybe, you know, he's also said that they're going to fight multiple times. So, you know, I think it's fine. I think it's okay for, you know, Man of Steel, Shazam team up movie. You know, they stopped Black Adam, but then the post-credit scene for that movie should be Bad Kryptonite. I forget what color that is, but the kryptonite that makes him kind of give in to his desires. And then Superman becomes the bad guy of Black Adam 2. You see what I'm saying? Then we get a redeeming kind of thing for Black Adam. So it's all about a miscommunication. You got Shazam coming to Superman like, help me, you know, I'm just a kid. And this guy, basically a bully tell of Man of Steel 2, right? And then Black Adam is Superman now went off the rails. Maybe we get Shazam again. And Shazam and Black Adam team up to stop Superman. I'm not saying I should be the creative director on this. I'm just saying if they want to give me the job, I'll do it. Because I can fix this. I really can. I can fix it. It's very simple stuff. Oh, look, he showed up, bro. You know what this really does? Can we talk about Hollywood for a second? This movie and the goodwill that The Rock has shown, I think this just drowns Vin Diesel. I think it does. Because people are like, dude, you love this project. You cared about the fans. I don't know. They should think about it, man. DC, if you're listening, I'm open. I'd be willing to do it. All right, man. Final stream for about a week and a half or so as I get prepared to move to the new place, man. My daughter just scared the mess out of my dog. You scared him so bad. We're going to read all 301 selectors' names, man. I got to say, guys, from the bottom of my heart and on behalf of Elmo, we appreciate each and every one of you guys. I want to give a huge shout out first to our 300th subscriber. Hal 4000 was officially our 300th subscriber. And then our first breaking the 300 was Odell Hamby. But before I do that, their names are going to be in here. I'm going to repeat it again. But I got to shout out who I call the core, man. RL has been there basically from the jump, man. Wrestling God streams from the jump. Historical wrestling every single stream, bro. Even if it's a check-in, every single stream, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on Twitch, they are there every single time. There's a lot of other selectors we're going to go and talk about in here that do the same, but I want to shout out those guys because they're there every single stream. And there are times where on this stream it can be disappointing, especially when you're starting out, man. It can be disappointing when you're streaming and, you know, not everyone's going to agree with your opinions, especially when you're doing something like movie reviews or video game reviews. But we talk about these things. We've kept the community positive all the way to 300. And as we go for this goal of 500 by the end of the year, very, very much so, I want to keep everything positive, man. You know, we have one major rule.
Watch your profanity.
And we've been great about that. We've had to kick some bots out and whatnot. But all 301 of you, I just appreciate it. Or else we appreciate you, and the feeling is just so mutual, man. So let's get to it. We've already shouted out 2 officially. DJ Shield, that's my man. Primetime 210237, Tanika Johnson, Diamond Dogs Puppy, John Merst 32, movie reviews by JT, Cameron Rodriguez, Rucker Reptiles, love that dude. We're gonna be looking at some of his videos here. Burrow, Lortiz 32, my man Jay, my man Rich, Joshua Burns, Darius, Randy Rhino, Historical Wrestling, that's my guy, Chad Marston, Brian Carisis, I'm going to say everybody's names wrong. You guys already know that. HW Archives and more, Eagle Man, Bobis, Mr. K9, American Honey, KD, Jordan the Gamer, which, man, we're gonna do another reaction video here in just a second. We got a guy who, you know, it's just in Japanese. I can't say it, but appreciate you. AJ's World, Jollis Goth, my man Golden Age Gamer, who has been there on the game tip from day one. RL wants to know when he joined. Yeah. We'll look at that for sure. And this is by most recent going down. All right, Shavar, Kevin TV channel, Shammy Wursel, Matt, Brad, I am Dion, Dragonheart 2028, Marked by Zay, my man Grant, Liz, Duro Brown, Leo Mass, S Justice, Joseph Hill, NXFR 80, One Up Nolan, Jeremy Pierce, good teacher of mine, man, instructor who got me into video and sound, Jeremy Schultz, my man Andrew. We're working on this project, man. You guys aren't going to believe it. It's going to be so dope. Those are all the way up to August 2020. Let's keep it moving. There was something else I was going to say about when people signed up, but we'll talk about that later. Armand 26, Wolf Azard, Rowdy Baymax, Philip Ball, Chris, The Only Phoenix, Alex Odell, Anexa Roblox, MSP Summer, Savage Charity, Unicorn Lover Forever, Azalea MSP, Addison Ray, Dixie D. Emilio, Jay Lynn. Love her, man. She's just so amazing. And same here. Too Cool and Mama G. Love them, man. Shout out to Colonel's Crunk, who's going to be on the podcast very, very soon. Films by Deke, who I met at a movie premiere. Misty Cuss, Herb Lab 420, Uncle Tech Industries, Heather Johnson. Man, Heather, love her. The Chinchilla Channel, shout out to them. Darcy, man, Busy Gamer, Bridget, shout out to Bridget. BR Empire Creations, Dewan, Show Enough Poach, Lemony, Shadow Breed, K-Hoop, Crazy, or I always say his name right, Crazy J. That's my dude, man. Fighting games, ain't nobody messing with him. Bad Reception Studios, James Finley, that's my dog, man. Ruben Venezuela, Wally West, love my man Wally, man. Brenda Chic, Dub Kitty, Ted Warren, Jeffrey Giamo, Yoshi Meister. Of course, we subscribe to our own channel. How did we only do that in 2018? That's crazy. Oh no, oh no. My man Jacob Burns. Close that. Exploding Grandmas, Walter Mellon, Aaron Gale, who is my guy, Don Buckley, who is my guy, Jacob Smith, AZ Nightmare, my man Russell. Man, RL, like, bro, you must have subscribed a long time ago. No One, Flappy Daily, Tim Clark, Captain Risky Biscuits, my man Josh. That's where the name Nagrom comes from, his name backwards, N-A-G-R-O-M, when we play Call of Duty, so you guys know that. Pretty Devoted, Christina Maldonado, Bad Hand. That's the homie. Tim Karsten, of course, Mariah Moves, a.k.a. Elmo172331. Go follow her channel. The Way Creative, my guy. Brandy Stansbury, CV Wally. That's my guy as well. Is that it? Is that 300? That didn't seem like 300 people. I read that way too fast. Let's go back. How come I missed RL? Oh, these only include users who have made their subscriptions public. There we go. There we go. So there's more. And so what I want to say to you guys again, give me my camera. I don't do this as much. Oh, you know what? I changed that, didn't I? I didn't. I did. But I just want to say again to all 301 of you, thank you, thank you, thank you. RL, we got to find out, man, how you make that public, because I don't see you on here, my guy. That's why I gave you the shout out. Again, because you're the core. You're in the inner circle. The inner circle. RL said, oh, okay, you're lucky. So yeah, you got to make that public for me. We can find out. I don't even know how you do that. Let's do a quick reaction, man. My man Jordan has been asking me for a while to check out some of his videos, and I want to give him a shout out. Jordan the Gamer, man. Jordan the Gamer. He's an up-and-coming rapper in the Colorado Springs area, man. And this man has jumped on YouTube. Look, he's already at 258. He's about to pass me already, which is great. And man, he does these shorts. Historical. I think this might inspire you a little bit as well. But check this out. Let's see. Will it let me? I might have to turn on desktop sound. Hold up. No, we're good. Where's the sound at? So he's developed these characters, man. When Pops faces off at a school bully.
What's going on, family? Hey, listen, before we even get straight into the video, this skit is based on a true story. Now, bullies, if you guys don't want, Pops coming after you, then watch this skit closely, and you may have survived.
Shout out to my man Jordan.
You'll end up like someone in this video. Alright, but anyways, if you guys are being bullied, just come on over to me and just talk about it. We'll probably set up my very own podcast. I'll get y'all's story. You guys can get my side of the story and everything, like how bullying hurts. Trust me, it sucks.
You see what I'm saying? My man doing some good, man. So check it out. Let's get to the skit.
Funny what Pops is gonna do to you. You gotta talk about this Pops character one more time. I'm gonna probably be transferred, or I don't think this Pops are literally trying to. I don't know.
So here we're getting into the skit.
But I learned. You gotta learn from him, okay? But anyways, I'm gonna get out y'all way. Go ahead and enjoy this video.
Let's go.
What did I do? because of you. We're in here. We're all in here. No thanks to you. Hey, it ain't my fault that you're the one who tried to jump me. You guys were literally trying to, I don't know, alright. Fight me? 5-on-1. How weak do you think that is? Do you know what Pops would have done to you? I don't think this Pops character or this YouTube channel you talking about is even real. For what you say.
Obviously, he's getting bullied in school, right?
You gonna tell your mommy? No, but I'm pretty sure you're gonna probably be transferred, or I'm going to be transferred, because I'd love to get out of this school. I'd rather be at some safer school where you're not transferred out of here. I'll probably ask my mom to move me again. I'll say, I'll make up any lie to the dean. And trust me, he'll believe me. Run. I just have trust issues. That's all. You don't scare nobody. You don't even scare me.
So I want to stop it. I want to stop it. You see what he's doing here, man? He's creating characters off the jump. I think this is dope. So then in comes Pops. Check this out. And so he plays his dad or Pops.
All right. Everybody clear the rooms. I'll take it from here.
He brought the belt out, bro. He brought the belt out.
Oh, you must not know who I am. My name is Big P.O.P. or P.O.P. or Pops or Sylvester or that whooping Papa, as in that.
That whooping Pop.
But anyway, so you are the bully that Mr. Gamer has talking about. And you and your little gang have been proceeding to cyberbullying him over the phone. So you really think you big and bad, huh? Yeah, I'm the bully. I cyberbully. I'm bigger than everybody in this entire school. I even will fight anybody on sight, including that little weakling. Oh, so you threatening my producer now? Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to get me another one.
Did he just punch a kid? Shout out to my man Jordan the Gamer, man. Go check out his channel. He's been asking me to do this for a while. And so we had to get on here and support my man. Look out for his music, man. I think we may end up signing him to our label, man. He's a good dude, great kid. I mean, he's in high school. He ain't even a kid anymore. Great guy. So I wanted to share that with you guys on this special channel and this special stream, and kind of go from there. All right. All right. I wanted to talk some more basketball real quick. Let's do it. What's up, man? That's what's up. RL, just subscribe to his channel. Let him know we sent you. You know what I mean? His stuff's really funny, man. And his shorts are even, I mean, the short videos are just hilarious. I couldn't get one of them to work, but they're funny. Thoughts on the NFL stuff? Okay, yes. So this is the first game ever that I've ever said I'm really glad the Denver Broncos lost. Super excited because this shows it's not Russell. The play calling today was so horrendous, dude. It was so bad. And it goes to show that it's not Russell. It's not Russell at all. Hackett has to go because he can't hack it. I know everyone's saying that, but he can't. It's really, really, really bad, man. And the Broncos need to fire this man tomorrow morning. Let him go. The NFL in general is really in this weird, I feel like the New York Giants are going to win it again kind of thing. A few years ago when the Giants beat the Patriots, the season was like this. The teams that should be winning outside of like the Chiefs, they're just not winning. Tampa Bay got squashed again. I think they scored 3 points today. They look terrible. Miami's looking good. You know when Miami's looking good, something is wrong. Yeah, it's the Niners are losing and they're kind of a middle of the road team for me. But the Rams aren't doing great. It's just a weird year for football. And this is where a New York Giants could sneak in and get one. I'm not going to go as far to say the Jets. But some of those squads, you know, those teams where you kind of consider them bubble teams, that's where they can sneak in and maybe get a championship. The Bills could end up doing it. They seem to be the strongest right now. But I could see, again, anybody's got a puncher's chance at this time. Who's the best team right now? I think it's the Bills. What are your Super Bowl matchup predictions? I'm trying to think of the NFC. Packers. The Eagles. I think the Eagles are legit. I think it's going to be Eagles. I think Bills are AFC, aren't they? So I would go Bills, Eagles in the Super Bowl. I think that's what's going to happen. Who's the best team? What are your Super Bowl matchup predictions? Nugs pulled it off a win against Golden State, and they looked good against Golden State, man. I know they dropped the game to Utah, but Utah's 3-0. So I'm not terribly mad at that loss. I think you underestimate them and they come out swinging. Okay. You know, how long till NBA, how long did D-Ham gets fired? It should have been last week. What happens to the Lakers if the streak continues? You know what the Lakers should do? And I said this before last season. I got to keep this water going. Throat is getting dry. The Lakers need to trade Westbrook, but they need to trade LeBron. Everyone thinks I'm crazy, but they need to trade LeBron James. And as crazy as that sounds, that's the only way they're going to be able to get out from under Russ's contract. AD gotta go too. AD's gotta go. I think, honestly, is AD washed? I mean, think about it. When has AD actually had a good season? Not since he's been in LA. They won the championship and he had 2 or 3 standout games. But he hasn't been putting up numbers. He's been consistently hurt or bad. So I think it's time. I think you go back to full rebuild. But the difference is with LeBron is you're going to get something back for LeBron. And I think you look at, I don't know, maybe you go to Philly. As crazy as it sounds, maybe you go to Philly and you say, look, we're going to give you Westbrook and we're going to give you LeBron James for Joel Embiid. You think the 76ers wouldn't do it? I think they'd do it. I think they'd do it. Yes, they're getting Westbrook. They don't need Westbrook. But the chance, I think LeBron's stock is so high. Because ultimately, I don't look at Tom Brady and look at LeBron. There are two guys who have done it the most consistently ever. But there's going to eventually be a time where LeBron cannot. He's just going to need some help. I don't think LeBron's going to have a cliff where he falls off and he's scoring 10 points a game. I don't think that at all. I just think LeBron's going to he's going to eventually just get frustrated. Arl said, oh snap, somebody finally said about AD. And that was my thing. And what's really interesting is LeBron's rhetoric about AD. You remember when he was trying to get AD from New Orleans in the first place? He was all, that's my guy. He's my new D Wade, blah, blah, blah. He don't talk about him like that no more. What do you think about LeBron? It's amazing he's still going. I think LeBron, I would not be surprised if LeBron gets another championship. I would not be surprised, but I just don't think it's going to be in LA. I think they got to blow this LA thing up now. Because LeBron's not enough to carry this team. And the reason that I say he's not enough is that's not a slight against LeBron. It's LeBron, the type of player LeBron is. He's so unselfish. And he needs players around him who can come through for him. And that's why, and to your next point, why is Carmelo not on a team in the league? The league is tripping. It's crazy to me because we got Westbrook, but we don't have Carmelo. Anyone who says that Westbrook's a better shooter than Carmelo, you're crazy. He makes better decisions than Westbrook. And let me say this. I like Westbrook. I do. And RL said it right. That's a slight against the organization. Absolutely. That's absolutely it. There's a reason why Magic Johnson jumped ship, man. And this stuff is out of control in LA. Now, here's the big question. Where else could LeBron go? Could he go to Portland? I don't think they got enough for him. Could he go? I think that 76ers trade makes sense. I don't know what the money looks like. But on paper, that makes sense to me. Can you put Westbrook in the same box of what you said as AD? No. In my opinion, Westbrook's a better player. Because Westbrook, at some point in time in his career, showed you that he was that guy. When you break a triple-double record like Westbrook did, I don't care what anybody says. They're trying to throw dirt on him right now. And I'm really not. That guy will forever be in history. And I don't think AD's ever going to reach that greatness. I would put, if we're making a top 10 list and I'm down to my 10th spot and you ask me if it was Westbrook or AD, I'm taking Westbrook. As far as legacy, I'm taking Westbrook. Because AD hasn't done anything. He's won a championship. Was he crucial to that championship? Let's take AD and swap him with gosh, what is his name that LA sent to get AD? What is his name? He normally had braids down in New Orleans. I can see his face. I think they would have got that same championship. I really do. AD didn't do much. He got some rebounds. He had a jumper against the Nuggets. Ingram. And Ingram's is more healthy. Whoops. Just totally dropped my whole water everywhere. I think they're going to regret. I think they're regretting the Ingram thing. Babe, can you grab me a towel real quick? I spilled my water. I think Ingram hasn't done anything yet either. Don't get me wrong. But I think overall, that got all crazy. I think I would have kept Ingram. I think what we saw in Chicago, you messed up letting go Lonzo Ball. Personally, I think if LeBron would have gave that squad some time, now they had Rondo, but you have to, again, when we talk about the organization, they're just being dumb, bro. Think about it this way. LeBron's always needed shooters around him. Always. Right? Because, again, he's unselfish. So why you get two guys who can't really shoot the ball consistently? Yes, Ingram challenged KD in the first game of the season. Absolutely. Why you go and you get Westbrook and gosh, I'm blanking everybody's names, but homeboy from the Clippers, I guess he was on the Timberwolves, who causes a bunch of problems. That you don't need two more Rondos on your team. That wasn't the answer. You should have been going after some of those Kings players. You should have doubled down for Donovan Mitchell. I'd have sold the farm for Donovan Mitchell in LA. Because Mitchell's young, he can shoot, and he can just hoop. Earl said during LeBron's before his first season with the Lakers was greater than any other team since even the 2020 championship. Yeah, that was a squad, but he didn't want to give them time. And that one is on LeBron. I think that one is on LeBron. But ultimately, the Lakers are going to have to move LeBron. And maybe it's a 3-team deal. You know, I think it would be... It'd be poetry if you get a 3-team deal done. And it looks like this. Again, throwing numbers and contracts out of the wall, okay? You send Harden from the 76ers to the Lakers. You send draft picks back to him. Whatever draft picks you got left. Or actually, no, I take that back. Harden to the Lakers. Okay. 76ers get... I don't know how that would work. I'm talking this out as I'm thinking about it. Basically, here's what I would do. I would send picks from Miami to the 76ers. Send LeBron back to Miami. Right? Maybe you can pawn off Westbrook onto the 76ers and Harden comes to LA. Doesn't help LA in the sense that they're winning any championships with Harden, but they get out of some bad contracts and maybe get some picks from Miami to the 76ers and to the Lakers. And you start looking at the future. Another scenario. I don't know if I would do this. But Denver goes, all right, we're going to give up some of this young bench and we're going to bring in LeBron. We let go of Bones. We let go of some of those first rounders. Lakers get younger. LeBron's got another chance to make a run with Jokic and Murray. We'll give him Caldwell Pope. Go ahead. But we package up a bunch of those young guys, and Denver doubles down and goes for it. All right, best teams from both conferences. I have not watched Milwaukee play yet. I haven't watched Brooklyn play yet. I think really from what I've seen, I really do think Golden State. I do think Golden State is the best. I really do. Just because I think they're the deepest. Their bench is really, really good again. In the West. In the East, I think Philly's a lot worse than we thought. I think Boston is really what we thought. So right now, I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with overall, just with the eye test. I'm gonna say Golden State and Boston are at the best right now. Obviously, Tatum being the number one in the East, and Steph in the West. RL says, I like that idea, but man, y'all would lose y'all's future. Yes, but this is the thing. Denver cannot be so... We've always looked to the future. And we just had a back-to-back MVP. You have to... We've never won a championship. This is the time. I'm willing to mortgage the future to get on that list of we've won a championship, to raise a banner. I think because you don't want to look at this era as we didn't do everything we could to get Jokic a championship. You got a 2-time back-to-back MVP that doesn't get a championship. That hurts Denver as a organization, because our complaint was always we never had the best guy, right? We had Melo, but Melo was kind of considered the third guy behind Wade and LeBron. We had English, but English wasn't the best guy in the league. We had Magic around that time. We've twice now technically have had the best guy in the league. Yes, we've had injuries. And yes, our bench is not bad. But I think if you add LeBron to the Denver Nuggets right now, right? I don't think they lose. I think they beat everybody. Now, when we're talking about young teams, and I'm glad you brought this up, the Mavs look nice. But coming up, a lot of people are about the Pelicans. I think Memphis, bro. Memphis, not just because of Ja, not just because of all the young players they got down there. They got Adams, bro. And I've been saying for years when he was playing on Golden State, Adams in the league, Adams is a top 10 center right now. And people think I'm crazy when I say that. I would say he's 9 or 10. But he's in the top 10. Adams is a great defender. He's unselfish. He doesn't have to score the basketball, but he can get you some points when you need it. And he's a great defender. So, ultimately, the Mavs are going to be there. Thoughts on the Timberwolves? I haven't watched them yet, but just again on paper, that team is, to me, no one's talking about them, and that's going to be their biggest thing. That's a super team, bro. That is a super team. And it's crazy because we're going to have to look at the pandemic, because the pandemic tore up that Utah team. You had Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell on the same team. Defensive player of the year and a guy who could have been the offensive player of the year. Right? Jazz. Let's say the Jazz somehow win it this year. I'm still going to be like, y'all should have did this with Donovan Mitchell. You know what I'm saying? And Mitchell's been getting a lot of hate. Where did he go? He didn't go to New York. Where did Mitchell go? I would have liked to see him in Miami. Where did he go? Let me look real quick. My wife said, going to Miami. Donovan. Oh, he's at the Cavs. That's right. Dame is last 3 games averaging 41. And you mean to tell me they couldn't have got a deal done to get Donovan Mitchell? Can you imagine Donovan Mitchell and Dame? Would have been crazy, bro. But people are so... Again, I understand the money part of it, but what is it about for teams? That's what I want to know. If I could ask a GM, what is it for you guys? Is it just about making money every year? Yes. But don't you make more money if you win championships? Ask Golden State 20 years ago. Is it about championships or is it about money? Because you can get a bag if you win in championships. Another scenario I thought in my mind here is there was a thought of in the offseason, how could LeBron play with the Warriors? Would you give up Draymond? You'd have to probably give up that young kid. And you'd probably have to give up Clay. I wouldn't do it. If I was Golden State, I wouldn't do it. With them, I think their future's important because they're so deep. Jordan Poole. Their future's deep. And Jordan Poole, he's learning from arguably 3 all-time greats. And that new big man they got, Golden State ain't going away anytime soon. I think they had their slump. I bet you Steph plays another 10 years. Straight up. I think he plays another 10. Because he ain't high flyer. His knees are going to be all right. I mean, Clay. But look at Clay. He hasn't been the same Clay. But Clay's going to be able to play for a long time. And his jumper ain't broken. I wish he'd stop beefing with Ronnie 2K. But other than that, everybody in the league getting it back. Yeah, but you get a little more if you win. You get a lot more. That's why Jimmy Butler was playing the playoffs and didn't rest the whole finals game that he played. I don't know what Miami needs to do, man. Kuminga, Wiseman, and Wiggins, they can't be stopped. That's what I'm saying. Kuminga's legit, too. I think he's legit. And I think who's going to hurt the most out of all of this is Kevin Durant. Mark my words, I will be shocked if Kevin Durant is where he's at right now in 5 years. I don't see it happen. I think Durant may have peaked. He may have peaked only because it's going to be hard to get players around him that want to play with him. You know what I'm saying? And again, that's why I like Westbrook, because at the end of the day, bro, I still think Westbrook was right. No, he didn't get a championship. Yes, he's getting dirt thrown on him right now. But we can all understand, I think, why Westbrook was like, yo, I got beef with this dude. I don't think Westbrook was right. And for him to stay in OKC like he did. Now, Oklahoma City, I think ultimately they're going to retire his jersey. I don't think they're going to do KD's. I don't know what's going to happen with KD. He's the most unpredictable player for me. I don't know who's going to look at him and go, we're going to, because he's a Hall of Famer, but who gets to retire his jersey? I don't think it's Oklahoma City. I don't think it's Brooklyn. And I don't think Golden State would. They should team up back together again. You know, that would be crazy. That would be crazy. Let's say they both go to New York. But New York's hooping right now. So I don't know. I don't know where Westbrook goes. I still think I think Carmelo's probably got a season or two left. I do want to see him go somewhere. But I just don't know where. You know, when injuries happen, that's when sometime after the All-Star break, Carmel's going to get a call. No, OKC and Golden State will retire his jersey. OKC KD was different. Do you think they'll both get it? I don't know. I just think OKC, there's still too much bad blood there. And I don't know if that, whereas Cleveland, let's say LeBron left Cleveland. He went to Miami. Everybody was mad. Let's say LeBron stayed in Miami and won. Right? I don't think Cleveland in the end will be upset with LeBron. He went somewhere else. He paid his dues. He finished out those contracts. And he loved Cleveland while he was at Cleveland. KD didn't do that with Oklahoma City. He didn't do that with Oklahoma City. He didn't love Oklahoma City like they wanted to love him. And I think that's why when Westbrook returned, when he went to Houston, they treated him like they did. They didn't boo. Oklahoma City didn't boo Westbrook, but they booed the mess out of Kevin Durant. And I don't think that's lost on them. Because I think with Westbrook, everyone felt like, okay, it's probably time to move on from Westbrook. And it was a team decision, whereas KD was like, I'm trying to get out of here right now. What if LeBron teams up with the Clippers? Will the Lakers still retire his jersey? Will Raptors retire Kawhi's jersey? Nope. LeBron, he'll retire before he plays for the Clippers. LeBron will go somewhere else. I think LeBron's options really are play with a mega superstar that he likes, in an Embiid kind of situation, something like that, or where he can win a championship for sure, but he's not going to take a chance on Paul George. He's not going to take a chance with Kawhi, because I think that stuff that happened a few years ago with Kawhi and LeBron was real. I think Kawhi was talking a bunch of trash. And let me say this. Kawhi Leonard is not as good as LeBron James. He never will be. He never will be. Stop comparing. People need to stop comparing Kawhi Leonard to LeBron James, because LeBron James is a better basketball player. Straight up. What if LeBron's son gets drafted by the Clips? Do you think he'd still retire? He's LeBron James. He'll figure out a way. He'll figure out a way. Now, I wonder, he's going to go to college. I think realistically, LeBron's probably got another, honestly, I think he's probably got at least 3 to 4 more years. I think he will. I think if his son would have dominated and the talk would have been taking him out of high school, I think LeBron would have, then all the cards are on the table. He would have went anywhere. But I don't think so. I think that's a dream, but I don't think so. Because if Bronny gets drafted, he's gonna go somewhere rough. He's gonna be New York. It'll be Houston. It'll be something like that. LeBron's not going to Houston. What does his average points drop to? I think he drops about 3 or 4 points per year. It's a slow decline for LeBron. He's not going to just fall off. His work ethic's too good. He's too strong. I think ultimately he's going to get slower. Just physically slower. That's not bad. Yeah, and I think that's going to be his ultimate legacy thing. That we're going to get a documentary, and it'll probably be, what is this show called? Not Undisputed. The Shop. We're going to get a Shop where he finally comes out and says it. Mike, love Mike, blah, blah, blah. But you got to look at how long I did it on top. You got to look at how long my legacy is longevity and being amazing. And that's a good argument. I don't think it surpasses Mike. But I think that's a really strong argument. It's a really strong argument. Well, my guy, I got to get back to packing and getting some boxes. I got to actually box up the stream stuff now. So this was an amazing stream. I want to say thank you to RL. One more quick question. Does he need to play Giannis or Jokic in the finals to pass the torch? I think he plays with one of them guys. Could he go to Milwaukee? I don't think so. I think so. Would Giannis welcome him in a heartbeat? But I don't think so. I don't think he has to play them to pass the torch. I think to some degree the torch. I know LeBron and Giannis on the same team is crazy. But I think he has. I think it's already. Oh, thanks, babe. I think Giannis, long term, he's the face. And I think it's going to be a longer transition because Steph ain't going nowhere. I'm telling you, I think Steph going to play another 10 years. I think he got another 10 on him. I really do. Because Steph going to keep winning. Just straight up. All right, my man. I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate you guys. Make sure to stay with the channel, man. 300 subs. We appreciate each and every one of you. Elmo 172331 will continue the live streams. We'll be hitting you guys with some shorts as YouTube shorts as we continue to build out the new studio. Lots of new stuff coming to the stream. I got something brand new for you guys that's going to happen in every stream that I'm going to enjoy. More integration with some other business ventures. So appreciate you guys so much. Selectors, thank you for the 300 subs. Let's hit 500 by the end of the year. Remember to
Choose your destiny.
be kind to one another. My name's Select Screen. I'm going to try to run this intro. We'll see if it works. I'm out.